It's Rob and Sometimes Leigh.
Anywho,
Yes.
Lee.
Tell me about the movies.
Oh yeah, so on the weekend I watched a couple. I'm trying to think of the one we watched Sunday night. It was crazy. A movie I'd never heard of before.
What streaming service, please? Flex?
Prime?
Perflex.
I think it was
Prime or Netflix?
It's Prime.
Okay.
It starred. I should have really looked up the title before I started talking about it. I'm hoping
you
it'll occur to me while I'm in the middle of the sentence.
Okay. Drawing a blank. Your face is drawing a blank.
Yeah. Anyway, it was an old Western, like from 70. I think it was 78, 42 years ago. And the list of actors in it is phenomenal. Like how is this movie not huge? Jack Nicholson is the star.
Really?
Mary Steinbergen.
Yes.
Stein,
I know who you're talking about. Her and I go way back.
42 years ago, she had to be like a kid.
Yeah.
It also had Danny DeVito, John Belushi, like just a long list of now common names. But in 78, they were all just kind of getting their start.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
And it's what the heck's it called? Oh, Nerds. It'll come to me.
Nerds.
It's not called Nerds. The title of it will come to me. But anyway, we just came across it. It had Nicholson in it and a couple other people. And then we started watching it. They listed at the credits at the beginning. I was like, holy cow, everybody's in this thing.
Everybody who was to be anybody was in that movie.
Christopher Lloyd is in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you start making comparisons because Christopher Lloyd and Mary Steinberg,
Yeah.
they were both in Back to the Future.
Right.
DeVito and Christopher Lloyd were in Taxi.
Right.
DeVito, there's somebody else in the movie that he was in something else with.
So it's like 7 degrees of separation from
Kind of.
Kevin Bacon, pretty much.
Kind of. It's just pretty cool watching this movie that was filmed before all of their careers happened, with the exception of Nicholson. Of course, he was already a star.
Yeah.
But it was pretty neat. And if I could remember the title, it'd be a lot more. Whole bit would have been much more valuable.
I'd appreciate that. Not much for westerns. Was it really westerny or?
Super westerny.
Yeah.
Because it takes place in the westerny time. So what are you going to do?
1978 wasn't that
seen
the Rhinestone Cowboy era?
Never seen a bathtub anywhere. Yeah. So
Dirty
the deal
Cowboys.
was, I might as well get into it. The deal was that this Nicholson's character was a criminal.
Okay.
So he got caught. They were going to hang him. Like literally, no judge, no nothing. The sheriff said, "Oh, I'm going to hang you."
Yeah.
Because you're a bad boy. But then in this particular town, there's a loophole that if the guy about to get hanged marries a landowning widow,
Oh.
they'll let him go.
Right, because the widow needs help. She can't do it on her own without
Yes.
a criminal.
So this is where Mary steps up and says, "I'll take him."
Oh.
And
Did they actually fall in love?
They become married. Well, of course, that's the plot later on.
Oh.
Of course, they find gold as well. And,
Oh, and their whole lives turn around?
yeah, lots of horses and carts and buggies and
There's
gunshots. Spitting tobacco.
lots of hanging back in the Western days, eh? Hanging and
That's all they did.
If
hang.
you're-
And it was instant. If you're found guilty,
gone.
you're done. You don't
Gone.
sit in jail for 2.5 years or 15 years or whatever it is.
I remember watching Lonesome Dove. Have you ever watched that?
I'm sure.
It's a series, I guess, anyways, great movie. Not only would they hang them, they'd shoot them dead. Hang them and shoot them.
Just to make sure.
They're double dead.
You don't just die once in this town,
Not town.
mister.
No, you're that bad. You're dying twice.
Rob and Sometimes Leigh. Mornings on 88.7 The River.